Hello and welcome to sunny Miami, Florida here for week 1 of the NFL season. We have a Florida matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Miami Dolphins here at beautiful Hard Rock Stadium going into year 2 with more upgrades to suites and all here at Hard Rock Stadium. A beautiful stadium it is, as you see the Miami Dolphins offense ready to walk out as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers go out onto the field first, and a beautiful presentation here on the Samurai Radio Sports Network as you see the likes of Ndamukong Suh coming out onto the field and getting hyped, trying to hype up the Miami Dolphins crowd here and those fans to get them ready for the start of the NFL season. You see newly acquired Julius Thomas also out on the field, and you see 2 rookies there in Raekwon McMillan and Charles Harris, as well as Jay Ajayi and Kiko Alonso on the sidelines. Today we are ready to have the Dolphins prepare and do well against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We want to see them improve on what they were able to do last season, as Matt Darr is ready to kick off the NFL season, and the NFL season is underway here in sunny Miami, Florida. A beautiful day outside as we get lucky for week 1 football for it not to be raining. It is raining season here in Miami, but we got a beautiful day on our hands today as Jameis Winston walking out onto the field, ready to prove doubters wrong, as there are still some doubters about him here in the NFL. And he could start off quickly along with a good offensive line there, great interior guys with that left guard, center, and right guard, as well as a running back like Doug Martin in the backfield and newly acquired tight end O.J. Howard. Now look at the Dolphins defense. They got 2 rookies starting there, Devon Godchaux along with Charles Harris. Then you got a guy in the middle in Raekwon McMillan, as well as newly acquired Lawrence Timmons on those starting linebacker spots. And then Rashad Jones coming back along with Michael Thomas, Byron Maxwell, and Tony Lippett. First play, Jameis Winston dropping back to pass. He's looking as they drop off to good old Doug Martin. A very good drop off there. A nice way for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to get their offense started. Now a 3rd and 2 as we jump here to a play action. Jameis rolling out, throws it to Williams as Williams breaks a tackle from Tony Lippett, then gets taken down by good old reliable Kiko Alonso, who signed a new deal with the Miami Dolphins this year. Doug Martin running up the middle, not going to be able to get anywhere, and now gets hit hard by Rashad Jones. And Dolphins fans, it looks like Rashad Jones is down with an injury. So Nate Allen will take his place there at strong safety. As you guys know, we have TJ McDonald, who's suspended for the first 8 games of the season. Now Raekwon McMillan could have probably made a play on that on 3rd and 11, but Tony Lippett knocks it out of the hands of the receiver there, and it's a shoulder tear for Rashad Jones. But the Dolphins will get the ball back here on offense, and Ryan Tannehill coming off of an ACL sprain and a MCL sprain now. Going to try to lead this Dolphins offense. He's got his man back there, Mike Pouncey, as well as newly acquired Isaac Asiata making the start there, the 5th round pick. And then they do still have Jay Ajayi and a new weapon in Julius Thomas. And then there is the Buccaneers defense. Noah Spence going into his 2nd year, looking to have a big impact. A known commodity in Levante David, always there for the stop. And then, of course, you have 2 reliable corners in Brent Grimes and Brennan Hargreaves III going into his 2nd year out of the University of Florida. 1st and 10. It'll be a handoff to Jay Ajayi, and he'll get tackled quickly there for no gain. Jay Ajayi wants to do something and prove that he is not a one-hit wonder. He's going to 2nd handoff here, and then he fumbles the ball. But Jarvis Landry picks it up. Just as we say he wants to prove he's not a one-hit wonder, he gets a fumble there, but it is 3rd and 14. Tannehill making some plays at the line. He's going to drop back to pass, steps up, throws to Jarvis Landry, and that's a 1st down. As Quan Alexander gets a tackle, Landry and Tannehill connect on their 1st attempt of the year. That's 1 attempt for 17 yards. Now it's a 3rd and 12 after a couple of runs by Jay Ajayi. Tannehill with the giant in his backfield. Landry is a slot receiver. Thomas is a tight end. He'll drop back to pass. He's looking, roll out to the right, can't find anything. He's going to dump it off to Julius Thomas, who gets his 1st reception of part of the Miami Dolphins. But that will be just a regular dump off. And now we will see Matt Darr out to punt. Matt Darr, one of the favorite punters here for the Miami Dolphins, won the job 2 years ago. And this punt is a booming one. And this one looks like it's going to touch down near the 1-yard line. It'll stay out. What a punt by Matt Darr, and great awareness there by Xavier Howard, the 2nd-year corner, starting it at the nickel this season. We want to see more production out of him. And this time, dropping back to pass to Jameis Winston. He's loading this one deep for Mike Evans, and a play made there by Byron Maxwell, able to make the stop And now let's look at our rookies for the Miami Dolphins. Of course, Charles Harris and Raekwon McMillan are the two guys that everyone knows about. But Devon Godchow and Isaac Asiata surprised a lot of people in preseason, as both were able to win starting jobs for the Miami Dolphins. Now, gonna get a handoff. Oh no, a play action. Winston dropping back to pass, and he steps out of bounds. He had Ndamukong Suh chasing him, and Charles Harris soon to come off that left side. He steps out of bounds for a safety. So Miami Dolphins ball here at the 30-yard line. 3 minutes, 41 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Tannehill going to drop back to pass. Nice protection there on that left side by Tunsil as he dumps it off to good old Kenny Stills. Got a new contract this offseason to stay with the Miami Dolphins. A bargain, if I do say so myself. This time, handoff to Jay Ajayi. He's going to break out into some space and get a first down across the 50-yard line to the 47-yard line, getting into opposing territory. But now it is a 3rd and 11 for the Miami Dolphins. Tannehill, John back to pass. He's going to look, and he's going to get sacked. Noah Spence, in his 2nd year, gets a sack on the first game of the year. Now, Matt Darr, he got the punt to the 1 the last time. We'll see what he can do this time. Going to step back to punt, and this one is almost blocked. But this time, the punt will go to the back of the end zone. Can't really control it too well that time, but still a great punt. And you see on the lower right-hand corner of your screen there, Jay Ajayi has a lower back strain, and Adam Gase is going to keep him out for the rest of the game. So we will be seeing Damian Williams in his place now, a 3rd and 5 for the Buccaneers. Winston dropping back to pass, dumps it off to Mike Evans on a quick 5-and-in route. And that one will get a first down. But that is the end of the first quarter here in sunny Miami, Florida. Your Miami Dolphins leading 2-0 against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We will see you at the end of this short commercial break. Welcome back to Samurai Radio Sports Network here in sunny Miami, Florida, as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Miami Dolphins face off against each other. As always, I am your host, Samurai Radio himself, and we are always sponsored by Miami's Finest Podcast, which is Trigger 305, Miami's Finest Podcast, bringing you the realest opinions in all of South Florida, airing on Saturdays right before Dolphin games. This time, a dump off on 1st and 19 and a hard hit by Lawrence Timmons, as Jameis Winston now 5 for 7, 27 yards. That was Timmons' 2nd tackle of the day. Now a 2nd and 13 after that play. Jameis making some adjustments. He's going to drop back to pass. He's looking, and he's going to get sacked by 3 Dolphins. Primarily Ndamukong Suh, who gets his 2nd sack. He'll get credited with the half sack there, along with Cam Wake and rookie Charles Harris. That'll make it a 3rd and 22. Winston dropping back to pass again. He's got some pressure coming from the inside, and he'll dump it off to Charles Sims III. But that won't be enough, as they will punt it away. Now Tannehill going to fake the run on a play action to Damian Williams. He'll dump it off back to Williams. As pressure was coming, play couldn't develop. Tannehill now 5 for 5 for 30 yards. You get a nice little look there at Brent Grimes. It is a 3rd and 5. And Ryan Tannehill looking to make some adjustments. He'll drop back to pass. He's looking, going to find a wide open Anthony Fasano. And what a catch by Fasano, making his return to Miami. A lot of Dolphin fans happy about that. A great blocker, as you see Issa Abdul Kudus, who was cleared by doctors late in the preseason to play in the NFL again after a neck injury, and Tampa Bay picked him up. And as we say that, Devontae Parker breaks 3 tackles, and he gets out to the 16-yard line. A great find there by Ryan Tannehill. He gets a wide open Devontae Parker. Now Tannehill driving back to pass again. He's going to unload this one. There's a flag on the play, but that's a Jarvis Landry touchdown. There is a flag on the play, but if this one stands, as it looks like Jermon Bushrod already getting accused. And it will be a holding on Jermon Bushrod, and that'll take the touchdown back. Would have been the first touchdown of the Dolphins season. Fake handoff to Kenny Stills. Tannehill rolling out, throws a beautiful pass to Anthony Fasano. Had to dive for it there. I don't know why, but couldn't come up with the catch. Now a 2nd and 20. Tannehill once again jogging back to pass, rolling out to the right side. Going to stop and try to throw it. A little bit inaccurate there, and there is an injury on the field. That would be Noah Spence, though, so he's out of the game, as it's a 3rd and 20. Tannehill once again jogging back to pass. No screenplay here. Unloading for Kenny Stills, which is a little bit too far. He had the edge on Brent Grimes there, and you see Adam Gase knowing it. So Andrew Franks, the man out of RPI, will come for the kick. The hold by Cutler. And the kick splits the uprights and is good. It is now a 5-0 lead here for the Miami Dolphins with 3 minutes, 55 seconds remaining in the first half. You see rushing yards 16 and 12 respectively for the Dolphins and the Buccaneers, as just as I said, there's a running play as Nate Allen gets a tackle there. 4 yards as Doug Martin now 7 for 20 on the day. 2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line. This one will be a run up the middle, but Lawrence Timmons reads that perfectly. No one blocks him as the Dolphins sent 6 people on a blitz. And it's now 3rd and 11 at the 24-yard line. The Dolphins want to get this ball back with some time. They do have all 3 timeouts here. Winston's going to drop back to pass. He's looking. Timmons gets O.J. Howard. This ball's going deep, and this one could have been caught or picked. A nice dive there by the receiver, but a great job by Nate Allen, able to get in the way. I think he could have intercepted that one, but it's a 1st and 10 here at the 28-yard line. Tannehill once again going to drop back to pass. He's looking, stepping up in the pocket, throws a beautiful pass to Julius Thomas, who gets tackled by 3 Buccaneers defenders. J.J. Wilcox, one of the guys there, picked up by the Buccaneers, came from the Dallas Cowboys. And Damian Williams getting injured. Now Marlon Mack, the rookie, at a USF, I believe, or maybe it's UCF. Not too positive on that one, but he'll be coming into the game. And this one going to be a screen pass. Kenny Stills trying to cut to the outside. We'll bring a tackle, but eventually go out of bounds. Tannehill now 11 for 15, 125 on the day. It's a 2nd and 11 for the Miami Dolphins. Tannehill once again dropping back to pass. He's looking, has some pressure on the right side. He's going to run for this one, and he's going to get tackled out of bounds, but he'll get to the 23-yard line and a 12-yard rush from Tannehill, as that ACL seems to not be bothering him too much. He'll drop back to pass here, looking for a receiver. He's going to unload to Devontae Parker, and he will score. Running the same play they ran for Jarvis Landry when they were close to the red zone earlier in the game, as that one was taken back by a flag. This one, though, will stand. A great job. Tannehill floating that one to a wide open Devontae Parker, who will score the first touchdown of the season. Going into his 3rd year out of Louisville, I know a lot of us expect a lot out of Devontae Parker this year, as the extra point is up and good. Now a 11-0 game with a minute 35 remaining in the half. A 6-play, 71-yard drive for the Miami Dolphins, and after a couple possession switches, it's a 2nd and 1 at the 39-yard line. Only a few seconds left, but this is a wide open Goodwin, who breaks a tackle from Michael Thomas. Byron Maxwell trying to get there, and he can't. Tampa Bay is able to score before the half. It's the first career reception for the wide receiver Goodwin, and the extra point, the hold by Fitzpatrick, is good. It's a 12-7 game, as Roberto Aguayo was released, so it is Nick Folk. But we'll go into the half with a 12-7 score here. Rushing not really the primary focus here for either team, but the passing game seems to be working for the Miami Dolphins. And Ryan Tannehill, you see his stats down there, 13 for 19, 168 yards and a touchdown. Jay Ajayi, before it was taken out of the game, couldn't get the ball going on the ground. Winston, 10 for 14, 100 yards and a touchdown himself, and the same with Doug Martin, not being able to get the football going on the ground there. But the kickoff will go to Jakeem Grant here after the halftime show, and Jakeem Grant going to try to make something work, but gets tackled, and it won't be going anywhere, as it'll be 1st and 10 on the 29-yard line. A decent return there from Jakeem Grant, but Marlon Mack, who's going to have to take the reins here. Him and Kenyon Drake, the only running backs on the roster capable right now that aren't injured, and Mack will get a 3-yard gain there. It'll now be a 2nd and 7 for the Miami Dolphins on the 32-yard line at the beginning of this second half. And that ball, don't know who Tannehill was trying to go to there. It looked like he might have been trying to go for Julius Thomas, but that pass inaccurate, as a 3rd and 7 here. 3 wide receiver set, 1 tight end. That's Julius Thomas. Tannehill going through his progressions, and Julius Thomas is going to get tackled down there. And Adam Gase seems to be furious about something, and it is a pass interference on Brent Grimes, which will give the Miami Dolphins a first down. A crucial error there by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but after a couple failed runs, it's a 3rd and 13 at the 49-yard line for the Miami Dolphins. Play action to Marlon Mack. Tannehill with pressure will almost get sacked on the play. Tannehill now 14 for 23, 176 and a touchdown, As Matt Dar, he's had a couple good punts today. Can he give us another one? At the end of this drive, Matt Dar's punt is up. This one looks to be hanging, and it almost goes in, but Cordae Tankersley gets it to go down at the 2-yard line. A great punt by Matt Dar, but a great stop by the rookie Cordae Tankersley, as all rookies have to play special teams, and he made an impression on Adam Gase and Matt Burke during the preseason. Now, a good run up the middle, but a stop there, as it'll be a 5-yard gain for Doug Martin. Dominican Sue, the one there on the play. This Dolphins defense seems to be very much improved in terms of the running game this season. Devon Godchow might be a good example of that, as this one's going to be a sack and a safety. And no, it won't be a safety, but a sack for Lawrence Timmons. Now a 3rd and 12 at the 1-yard line. A 2-back set with 2 tight ends to the left. And this one's going to be pressure up the middle. They'll have to block, and it's a safety. Credited to Kiko Alonso with the tackle. And you see him and Byron Maxwell very happy there, as it becomes a 1-score game here, 14-17. And as I was talking about there, Devon Godchow, who won the starting job, and Jordan Phillips, who was eventually traded, as Marlon Mack can't get anything going there. Jordan Phillips, as you guys know, was eventually traded for a 3rd-round pick. So Jordan Phillips no longer a part of the Miami Dolphins, as they signed Caleb Brantley in his replace. And Tannehill going to throw. Ooh. I think that might have been for a Kenny Stills there, but now got a couple of plays without a completion, as it is a 3rd and 11 for the Miami Dolphins. And Ryan Tannehill, he will drop back to pass. He'll unload this one off to Jarvis Landry, who will be short at the 43-yard line. But it looks like the Miami Dolphins are going to run some hurry-up offense here, and they're going to go for it on 4th and 3. A risky call by Clyde Christensen and Adam Gase, as Tannehill going to drop back to pass. He's going to try to find Landry for a reception, and he will, and that's a 1st down at the 49-yard line. Now 5 receptions for 68 yards from Landry, who's in a contract season here with the Miami Dolphins. Tannehill now dropping back to pass. He'll be looking, rolling out to the right side, going to stop and throw it, and gets this one to Kenny Stills. What a throw by Tannehill, able to squeeze that one in for Kenny Stills, obviously one of his favorite targets last season. And looks to continue to produce. Tannehill now under center, drops back to pass, pressure coming up the middle, can't find anything and gets sacked. This one is the defensive tackle, Baker, who will get credited with the half sack there. Tannehill now 2nd and 17. We'll try to hand it off to Marlon Mack. And once again, Baker there on the stop, as Marlon Mack can't do anything. Neither offense able to run the ball against these defenses, who have stout defensive lines, as well as a good core middle linebacker and outside linebacker sets. Tannehill once again with the play. Actually going to unload this one for Devontae Parker, and this one just a little too far. He has the height to catch it over Vernon Hargraves III, but this will be a long field goal try on a 4th and 20 at the 34-yard line. And this one is up. And good by Adam. Oh, excuse me. Good by Andrew Franks. A nice call there by Adam Gase to go with the field goal and trust his kicker and not have to bring out Matt Dar. As you guys see, Jameis Winston 10 for 14, 100 yards and a touchdown. Hasn't done so much since the break. Weren't able to really get that ball there, but Jameis Winston now going to call hike, hand this one off to Doug Martin, who had field ahead of him, but decides to spin for whatever reason. It will now be a 2nd and 5 at the 30-yard line. Winston dropping back to pass, pressure coming, gets this one off to O.J. Howard, who tries to bring a pass, or excuse me, bring a tackle, and if he did, would have had field ahead of him for a touchdown. Still looking for that first TD for his career here. And this one going to go off to Doug Martin again. Going to break a tackle by Nate Allen, and then is going to get tackled there by, I believe, Tony Lippett. Yes, credit that one to Tony Lippett, but a 1st down, as Doug Martin now starting to feel himself a little bit. But in comes Charles Sims on a 3rd and 6. Winston trying about to pass. Looking, can't find anything. Pocket collapsing, throws it out to the flat. And Goodwin might have stepped out of bounds before the 1st, and he did. But that'll bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter here in Miami. And the Miami Dolphins are leading 17-7. As coming to the 4th quarter, it'll be a 4th and 1, a field goal try. The Dolphins seem to be thinking that there's no way Tampa is going for the field goal here. We'll see what happens, but it is a field goal. This one hanging to the right, but cuts in. And they make it a 1-score game, a 17-10 game. I see Ryan Tannehill start out 13 for 19, 168 and a touchdown. Since has been 4 for 10 for 50 yards. So definitely was better in the first half, but Tannehill going to drop back to pass and an incompletion there as he was looking for Julius Thomas, now 17 for 30, 218 and a TD on the day. And it is, once again, 2nd and 10, 25-yard line. Tannehill going to drop back to pass. Look for the flat on the out route there to Jarvis Landry. And once again, will hit. As him and Jarvis Landry have been able to hit on all cylinders. Jarvis now 6 for 83 on the day. And doesn't have a touchdown yet to his name, but not really known for that. Known for being able to get those big gains the Dolphins need him to get. As Tannehill going to break a tackle. Rolling out. He's looking for a receiver. He's going to find Julius Thomas, who's going to catch it and go down the field. It looked like that could have been an illegal throw, but Tannehill will get away for it there. Tannehill now going to drop back to pass. Great protection for him. He's going to load this one to Thomas, and he breaks a tackle for Brent Grimes. Going to break 2 more tackles before being stopped. And Julius Thomas already showing his worth for the Miami Dolphins. We're hoping to see a big season out of him. And it looks like already he's going to show us what he's all about. Marlon Mack in the backfield. Tannehill taking his time, clock slowly running out, making some adjustments to the play. He will drop back to pass, going to find a man. That's Jarvis Landry who drops the ball. Very unusual from Landry there, but now a 2nd and 10. Tannehill dropping back to pass, can't find Devontae Parker. Tries to get that ball out a little too early. And Adam Gase, pretty disappointed there, but Dirk Cotter, excuse me, is happy about that one. It's a 3rd and 10. One back in the backfield. 2 tight ends set with Anthony Fasano and Julius Thomas. Fasano on the motion. Tannehill will drop back to pass. Gets Julius Thomas, who breaks a tackle and gets out at the 2-yard line. Oh, probably could have dove for a touchdown there, but it's a 1st and goal at the 2. Tannehill going to hand this one out to Marlon Mack. He gets a nice block. Going to get hit there, but Anthony Fasano with the score. There's an injury on the play. But Dolphin fans, be happy it is not Ryan Tannehill, so we're able to be thankful for that one. But a touchdown for Anthony Fasano. Tannehill hooking up with the guy who caught his first ever touchdown pass, and that was Fasano. The RPI man himself, Andrew Franks, setting up to kick. The Vanderbilt man, Jay Cutler, holding. And this one will split the uprights and good. It's a 24-10 game, a 9-play, 74-yard drive, taking a total of 3 minutes for the Dolphins to score. And now 6 minutes 54 seconds, 25-yard line. Winston's a drop back to pass. A beautiful jump there by Charles Harris, and it looked like he was going to get to the quarterback, but Doug Martin with a beautiful block, but a great jump there by Charles Harris. He gets the starting job there over William Hayes. And Harris breaks the tackle. Harris going to be going after Winston. He's going to jump. Winston breaks out the sack, but ooh. Xavier Howard, who comes off the flat there, very risky. He's going to get it. 4th and inches, 4 minutes remaining, 49-yard line. This one's going to be a run. And not able to get there is Cam Lake. Devon Godchild, credit him with the tackle there. Now a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 3 minutes remaining. Winston driving back to pass. Pressure coming. Unloads that one to Goodwin once again. Goodwin going to break down the sideline and be tackled by Michael Thomas and Byron Maxwell. And now we jump to a 2nd and 7. 2 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the game at the 13-yard line. They need 2 scores to tie the game. This one will go to Doug Martin. A run up the middle. It looks like he's going to score, and he will. Doug Martin scores his first touchdown of the year. And that one is a good one. As you see, he will be able to get in for the touchdown. Now the extra point is up and good. Now a 1-score game with 2 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. Tampa Bay Buccaneers still have the 2-minute warning on their side. But it looks like the Dolphins coming out in a 5-wide receiver set. Julius Thomas is your tight end there to the right of your screen. On the far right is Kenny Stills. Tannehill going to unload in a tight space, and what a catch by Devontae Parker. Ryan Tannehill and Devontae Parker have been clicking on all cylinders this afternoon. And what a job there. Take another look at this catch at the 2-minute warning, and wow. Into a tight space, but Devontae Parker adjusts and makes the catch over Vernon Hargraves III. We mentioned how he has the advantage there throughout the day, and actually that was Issa Abdul-Qaddus who was on coverage there as we come out of the 2-minute warning. I'd like to remind you guys that each game here on the Samurai Radio Sports Network is sponsored by Trigger 305, Miami's finest podcast. Airing always on Saturdays as Marlon Mack gets a toss to the right side, breaks a tackle. Marlon Mack has field ahead of him. He's going to go from the 15, the 10, the 5. No one will catch Marlon Mack as he scores his first career NFL touchdown. And Julius Thomas there to, ooh, what a celebration. As Julius Thomas is the first guy to celebrate with him. And there was a block that wasn't picked up, but Marlon Mack was able to break off of that tackle. And he was able to score, has that breakaway speed and the ability to break off tackles that we saw from him in college. Unfortunately, wasn't able to make it onto an NFL roster, but was picked up by the Dolphins in the second week of the preseason and was able to beat out Storm Johnson for a spot on the roster. And the kick from Andrew Franks is up and good. And this game seems to be completely out of reach. You see the defensive lineman and Dominican Sue talking with his two linebackers, the rook Raekwon McMillan and Kiko Alonso there, on how they're going to stop this Bucs offense. And this one doesn't look like a stop, but is that a catch for Mike Evans? It doesn't appear to be, so it'll be a 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line. Not able to get both feet inbound, only able to get that left foot there. So 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line. Jameis Winston going to drop back to pass, going to unload that one to Deshaun Jackson. And Jackson gets a small gain there, but they're going to run that hurry-up, no-huddle offense. And you know the Dolphins want to keep them out of the end zone. So Winston driving out to pass. Has the time in the pocket. Unloads this one, and ooh. Looks like this could either be a pass interference or a holding. And it will be a holding on the play. That's Bryce Harris, which will make it a 3rd and 16, which will negate the nice catch on the sideline by Mike Evans. So a minute 29 remaining, 19-yard line. Tampa Bay needs a miracle here, down 14 points. Winston's going to get sacked by Charles Harris, able to beat his man for his first solo sack of his NFL career. Now 1.5 on the day, now 4th and 24 at the 11-yard line. Jameis Winston's going to need a prayer here. Has the time, pressure coming from Harris. He's going to unload this one deep, and that one is almost caught by the rookie Goodwin, but that will pretty much be the game ender for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as they give the ball back to the Miami Dolphins at the 11-yard line. But a 3rd and 10 at minute 13 still remaining. They'll hand this one off to Marlon Mack, who's not going to be able to break any tackles, but they'll make Tampa waste their 2nd timeout on the day. And the field goal by Andrew Franks, Mr. Reliable, is up, and it is good. Great job there by Andrew Franks, able to make the field goal. Had a great year last year, had a couple game winners and crucial field goals, and today he's been on the money, no misses at all. 25-yard line, a minute and 5 seconds remaining. This is really just for consolation as Winston gets this off to O.J. Howard. 1 minute remaining. They're going to run that no-huddle offense, but basically game is over, down 17 points as they'll get up to the line and spike. As you see, Tennessee's up 45-20 as Marcus Mariota's thrown 6 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, and Buffalo up 40-19 against the quarterbackless New York Jets. As this one goes to Doug Martin, who's going to be able to try to break off a tackle, and he's got some room ahead of him, but Michael Thomas is able to get back there. But a good job by the Buffalo Bills as they are up, and that will be the game win for Buffalo, 40-19, as you see the spike there by Jameis Winston. And with 33 seconds left, this game is practically over. Tampa knows it, and so does the Miami Dolphins. So your Miami Dolphins will walk away with a win here in the first week of the NFL season. And it was a pretty good game for the Miami Dolphins. You see Atlanta blowing out Chicago 41-9. And some crazy blowouts this so far. And Cincinnati 21-0 against Baltimore. Flacco went 2 for 5, 22 yards and an interception. I think he might have gotten injured there. But your Miami Dolphins will walk away with the win. The defense played good, relying on 3 rookies there on that defensive, I guess you say front 7. 1 there at middle linebacker, Raekwon McMillan, and 2 on your defensive line as one of them almost gets a sack. And Jameis Winston will go down, and they'll credit that sack to Ndamukong Suh as Charles Harris wasn't able to bring down Jameis Winston. But now officially in the books, your Miami Dolphins will come away with a win in the Florida game here. 34-17. You see Jameis Winston doesn't want to talk to reporters But Adam Gase will come and shake Dirk Coder's hand here as Ryan Tannehill talking a good one, telling him good game for the Rook. And Jameis Winston just kind of sitting there not talking to anybody. You see Adam Gase talking to his quarterback, Ryan Tannehill, as we said, is a 34-17 finish. Dolphins scored in every quarter and scored twice defensively in the first and the third with 2 safeties. And really the guy that showed out today for me was Devontae Parker. I saw a lot that I liked out of him, and as well I saw a lot that I liked out of, surprisingly, although not on the field a lot, Mike Hole, and then someone who was on the field a lot, which was Charles Harris. Definitely showing us why he was drafted by the Miami Dolphins. And then I did like the play out of Nate Allen. I feel like he replaced that Rashad Jones role well. We'll have to see what the extent of the injury is to Rashad Jones. It is a shoulder tear. Remember, he did have a torn rotator cuff last season that kept him out for the whole season. As the Miami Dolphins make a trade, and apparently they have traded a 3rd-round pick for Pro Bowl offensive lineman Marshall Yanda, and they will cut Craig Urbick. I hope you guys did very much enjoy this. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time, and as always, this has been Samurai Radio. Peace.